What is going on, guys? Ethan Osher here, and welcome back to another speedrun video. So, back when I posted my first speedrun video of None in the Chamber, you guys have been asking me non-stop, when are you gonna do another speedrun? Can you speedrun this game? Can you speedrun this game? Please, I need tips. I need to be able to speedrun games fast. But I'm gonna tell you guys, I pick my games very, very carefully. And today, we have a doozy. It's called Where Shadows Lie. It's a brand new AAA title. I believe it just came out a week ago. You know, everyone's talking about, Cyberpunk just came out. It's buggy as shit on PS4, and it's not great. This game is apparently going to put all of those terrible next-gen console games to shame. EA tweeted, I think, that this game would personally or single-handedly run them out of business. So definitely worth checking out here, and I've been running this game a lot, and I'm going to show you my world record run here. So in a second here, I'm going to go through and show you how the game works, the mechanics, and the important parts of the run, time saves. I'm going to leave the full playthrough of the game to the end where I show you my world record run. I just wanted to put a disclaimer that this is much longer than the last game I sped-run. For None in the Chamber, it was about 30 seconds, but this game, when I was first running it, I was clocking times around 10 minutes. So this is significantly longer, but I'm just going to show you, get a run going here, and show you basically how this game works. So the basic story of the game is you're a fisherman who's ended up on this cursed island where time stands still unless you move. So you meet this old man, and he explains to you that there are two guardians on the island that are keeping this curse alive, and you have to kill them to destroy the curse and escape. So at the beginning of the run here, we just skip all this dialogue. These are the enemies of the game, so we can basically just punch them and they disappear and move to the next room. You have to kill all the enemies in a room to move forward, and you can also use bombs to kill them, like this. By and large, the enemies in the game don't really pose a threat. The only time they really do is if they surround you on one or more sides. By far the biggest obstacle in this game is the spikes. They can do a ton of damage very quickly, and they are also randomly generated. I'm not sure if they're randomly generated or if they depend on what cycle you start on in each room. The pink enemies die in one hit, and the bluish, grayish enemies take 2 hits, unless you use a bomb. So this is the first boss of the game. This one is a little bit tricky because it is very random. So whenever you hit him, he teleports to a random spot on the map, and you basically have to go and find him. During the second phase, he spawns the pink dudes, and during the third phase, which is now, he starts spawning the gray dudes as he teleports. So we have to find him here. He's down here, so we kill him. And now we have to find him again. Where is he? He's up here. Okay, we're getting a pretty good run here today, actually. Oh, we died. Never mind. Alright, so let's try this again. He has 1 hit left. And there we go. So he's dead now. After you beat the first guy, you achieve this dash ability. So I'll show it to you. So you can dash over cliffs and stuff. And it's a little bit finicky because you have to charge it up to use it. This room in particular is quite annoying because you have to basically just dash and then charge up and then dash and then charge up. But you can get used to it pretty easily. And the rest of the game up until the second boss is pretty straightforward. So I'm just going to show you the second boss now. Alright. So after that room, we enter the second boss of the game, which is a little bit different. You have to use bombs to... Oops, I dashed by accident. So you have to use bombs to kill this guy, and he has 3 phases as well. During the first one, you can just circle around him like that and cheese him. And then he starts spawning bombs of his own, and we are stuck in the explosions, which sometimes happens. But it's still pretty easy. If you try to punch him, you get that dialogue, which wastes time. And basically, once you get to the final phase, he starts dashing around, which becomes a lot more annoying because he often can avoid your bombs this way. So a strategy I've found that works pretty well during the final phase is to get him to chase you, because even if he dashes out of the way, his pathfinding will usually take him into the path of your bomb if he chases you. But he can still dodge pretty well. Once you defeat him, you can skip this dialogue and get teleported straight to the final boss, which is the old man from the beginning. What? Crazy twist. It's actually pretty cool. But he transforms into this nutty final guy. And I'll go through this with you pretty slowly. So you want to, at the beginning, you want to hit him a few times and just avoid his attacks. Hit him a couple times. He starts spawning bombs. And you can get hit, it doesn't matter. Then you just have to dodge these tentacles. He breaks out. And then you basically just spam and take the damage, and that is it. And then he takes one more hit, and the run ends in this last dialogue here. And our time was 9:29, which is pretty slow, I'll be honest. But I was just showing you guys really what the main important things of the run are. So now I'm going to show you a couple of my runs leading up to my world record attempt. And so you can see some of the optimizations I incorporated along the way and how I eventually got down to a respectable time. Alright, so this is my first run that I actually recorded. And at this point my PB was 7 minutes and 30 seconds, but I got it down to 7 minutes and 13 seconds in this run. So one of the interesting things in this run is I got a really good RNG for the first boss. As you can see at this point, I got a little bit of a bug where I didn't take damage, and so you can see I hesitated a bit and then I kept going and eventually killed him without dying. At this point, I was still using the wiggle method to charge up my dash in this room, which is a bit slower because you can actually press Q on your keyboard to skip time cycles to charge stuff way faster. And I didn't use that strategy in this run, but in future runs I do. So in this run I did pretty well on the second boss too, but as you can see I was still using worse methods. You can see I accidentally punched the armor. And at the beginning, I'm using the half circle method to cheese him in the first phase, which is not as good as the full circle method, which I showed you initially. Also, as you can see, I was having a lot of trouble trying to get him while he was dashing. He kept dodging my attacks, and he kept damaging me while he was dashing. But I eventually got him. And here you can see my strategy for beating the final boss was already pretty developed, but I got some really shitty RNG on the tentacles. I got hurt twice in this first cycle, and then I got hit again after he came up from the tentacle attack. And I died a second time because of the tentacles. That was my own fault. I just went into them, and I ended up killing him on the bomb phase of the fight, which usually doesn't happen, so it was a little bit of a buggy run for me and just a really inconsistent run. So I had done the entire game without dying until the final boss. So that was the main time save that I needed to do going forward. So this is my second PB. I ended up cutting down almost a minute on this run and I got a 6:22. So the beginning of the run is pretty much the same, and on the first boss I got really lucky. I got a pretty good RNG. It could have been a bit better, but I didn't die, and I killed him relatively easily. Unfortunately, you'll notice that the sound effects are not present in this run, and that's because I was actually listening to Kid Cudi while I was doing this run, so I had to silence the audio from this clip. I hope you don't mind. But yeah, you can still see I am using the wiggle method to charge up my dash, which is a little bit slower. So in this run, I think I improved a little bit in the temple section. As you can see in this room in particular, I got probably the fastest time I've ever got in this room. And then moving towards the boss, you can still see I'm using the semicircle method, which is a little bit worse, and I took damage in the first phase. And I actually ended up dying once on the boss, and when I did defeat him, it was pretty slow. I hadn't really figured out the follow method, and I really ended up going back and forth and wasting a lot of time. However, on the final boss, I got an extremely fast run, no mistakes here, it was all killer, and I ended up getting a really good time with 6:22 to end it off. So now I'm going to show you the world record run here. So leading up to this, I was getting a little bit frustrated because I was not having some great runs. I thought that sub 6 was possible. I had gotten one more PB at 6:08, but I really hadn't gotten a run with 0 deaths, and that was very, very quick. So this run, I started and I just felt good. You can tell even from the beginning I was really clean on the door entries, everything. It was going pretty well. One thing that I had learned from my previous runs is to use bombs as much as possible. So bombs can get rid of a lot of enemies very quickly, but they can also kill you. So I had killed myself several times trying to use bombs in a more efficient way. I think there are still small refinements to be made, but I think I ended up clearing these rooms pretty damn quick. One thing I want to point out is this one strat at the end of this room. I use a bomb and just keep running out of the room as all of them get blown up, which is a huge time save leading into the first boss. As you can see here, for the first phase, I got an extremely lucky RNG. He appeared near the middle 3 times. And you can see at the beginning of the second phase, I didn't see him on the left of the screen and I went all the way around, so that was a huge time waste. However, I still ended up clutching it up without dying a single time. Okay, we got 2 more. There we go, that was a good one. Let's go! Okay. We're on world record pace, baby. So after the first boss, the run is pretty self-explanatory, so I'm just gonna let it play out, and you can see my live reaction when I get the winning time. Okay, we're on world record pace. Dashing would save a little bit of time. That's a little slow. It's fine though. Okay. I don't know why we didn't go with the bomb, but it was a little slower. We're fine. As long as we don't die in this room, we should be on pace. Alright. It's looking good. Oh! Oh! No, I messed up. Oh, I messed up. We're fine. Okay. That was a little slow. Okay, we just have to take our time with this one. And not die. We can't die here. Oh. Not sure if... Okay, there we go. That was really, really quick. keep skipping, skipping. Okay. Just keep skipping. Here we go. Yeah! 5 minutes 16. Let's go. That is my best PB so far by a lot. I cut off almost a minute of my last time. Holy shit. Holy shit. Okay. So in closing, I just want to say thank you to Navras and all the other members of the team at Nifty Gibbon for creating this game. It is great. Really runs very smoothly. There's a minor bug still left. Still, enemies can attack diagonally. You can get stuck on explosions. There's weird zooming when you go in and out of rooms, but really it's minor compared to the achievement that has been done here. In terms of the run itself, there is a lot of improvement to be made still. Just watching through, you can see I stumbled, I took damage where I shouldn't have. I actually died on that one last spike room. So obviously there are some improvements, but that is a pretty good time. I'm happy with it for now. I believe a sub 5 is possible, but unless someone challenges me or shows me a better time, I will put this to rest for now. Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to Nifty Gibbon once again, and I will see you in the next speedrunning video in 2 years. Bye!